Did you guys know that Rockstar was developing a new game mode for Grand Theft Auto Online by the name of Cops and Crooks? Essentially, it was a twist on cops and robbers where players would organize themselves into two teams, defined as the good and the bad guys. It was supposed to be released at some point, but was quickly shelved in light of the George Floyd events in 2020. Now, if you're not familiar with those events, I'm not really going to elaborate on that. Besides, you can chalk it up to police brutality in the United States for an attempt of saying the absolute bare minimum. But given Grand Theft Auto as a series and Rockstar as a company has essentially been based off of parodying American culture, before the events surrounding George Floyd, it seemed like a good idea to launch this game mode. After those events, it likewise seemed like a good idea to just shelve the game mode, as it could obviously spark some type of backlash and a level of being deaf to what's going on in the world, especially for a company that supposedly does it very well in keeping a close eye on social events and the political climate going on in the United States. But while that seems like a good idea, it brings up the question of, is Rockstar the same company they were a couple years ago? Because while shelving Cops and Crooks is a good idea in of itself, when you take a step back and look at the larger picture, the next gen versions of Grand Theft Auto censor transphobic content. In the Vice City Definitive Edition, they removed the Confederate flag, and in light of the backlash surrounding Red Dead Redemption 2's release date and those long weeks of crunch to really get that game out on time, it seems like they've been doing a lot of self-reflection, changing the working environment for those employees, as well as becoming much more self-conscious with what they're putting out and how it will affect people and their feelings, which is both admirable and a little confusing for a series that's defined around poking fun at people. Grand Theft Auto's humor is very, juvenile in some cases when it comes to the names of stores, posters, billboards, brands, but it's part of its charm. It's a world that's alive and lived in, but it's one that mirrors ours because you can see the irony in it. And like I was saying, while these changes, especially for the employees, are fantastic, I think it's a great thing that they're starting to take employee welfare into account. That's something they should have done a long time ago. Better late than never, I suppose. But it makes you question, are they going to be focused so much on public reception about specific elements that they're going to be neutering their products moving forward? Now, I've also seen the question being brought up of whether GTA 6 specifically should take place in America as well. Well, I say yes, because again, they parody the American culture so amazingly well. An argument can also be made that from previous titles, we can see that Rockstar is very talented in many respects. Based off of Max Payne 3, they can capture another culture because that game takes place in Brazil, and all the areas you visit are executed on amazingly well. Granted, it's a linear game and not open world like Grand Theft Auto, but it's still very much Rockstar in its feel. Red Dead Redemption as well doesn't exactly have that level of parody that Grand Theft Auto, you know, that satire, but that storytelling, the atmosphere, the world, the level of detail is all there. And both games have humor that are very much Rockstar, like in Max Payne running across an American tourist that just so happens to be hiding in the middle of a gunfight in a brothel, and he's there because he says that, well, I'll let you hear it for yourself.
No shooting! Por favor, amigo! No.
Relax, soldier.
You're American? Oh, jeez, buddy. Am I glad to see you? Oh, fuck me. I've been coming to this shithole town for the last 5 years. It's like a fucking insane asylum. But it's got the cheapest pussy in the world.
Or in Red Dead Redemption 2, where you come across two hillbillies basically fucking each other and they're siblings, and Arthur has no idea what to make of it. The humor's still there, but it's not the balls to the wall satire that Grand Theft Auto is really known for. And I guess with these changes, I just want to ask you, do you think GTA 6 should also be balls to the wall? Should it also have that level of satire regardless of what location in the world it takes place in? They should continue to be unapologetic. I mean, it's done really well for them. It's defined the series. Or do you think the gaming climate, the culture, the society we live in right now just won't allow for that kind of content? And it's really of a bygone era. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, what you think about all this. What do you want out of Grand Theft Auto 6? Do you think it should be a little bit more censored, a little bit more tamed, or it should be way more out there and really capture the essence and the satire of whatever culture that game is based in? Let's talk down in the comment section below. But hey, in the meantime, maybe check out the last video where I go over the recent leaks over Grand Theft Auto 6 and some more or less concrete proof that we may actually see that game sooner than we all think.